You can just look at the camera, or a woman rather.
Okay, I'll look.
All right, so just kind of talk to me about starting your spring season after the break.
Yeah, I mean we're all super excited. Obviously, like it's been 3 months without competing, so we've all been working hard on our game, and we're all looking forward to that first tournament in South Alabama. So yeah, only a few more days until it's go time. So just a few more rounds to prepare, and then we're off.
Yeah. And kind of, what were your kind of focuses throughout the 3-month break of things you wanted to improve or
Yeah.
something like that?
Well, I think we all have individual stuff that we try to work on. Like some guys tried to like gain distance, and we had a lot of guys working on their short game just because that's so important in college golf with the courses being so long. So it's really just dependent on the people. But overall, I think we did a good job in the gym, getting stronger, becoming better athletes. And so I think this will give us a good edge for the season.
Yeah. And then looking at this week's tournament, kind of what you need to do well to attack the course and have a good score.
Yeah, I mean, we looked at it quickly, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty long course with a lot of trees. So I think driving the ball well and pretty far is going to be helpful. And then the usual, it's all about putting the ball on the good side of the hole and just leaving ourselves the easier chance at making a birdie or a par.
And then you go 3 months without playing a tournament. Now you have won pretty much every week for a couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
Just talk about the focus, but then also the intentionality of playing the spring schedule.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely going to be oriented towards recovery a lot for us, but also Coach does a good job at preparing us with qualifying. We've played 5 rounds so far. We have another one, and we had the chance to go on a great weekend trip to Briggs Ranch, which was a great course and a great preparation for the tournament. So I feel like we knocked the rust off pretty well last weekend, and so we're ready to go now.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, that was quick.
Thanks for being here.
Coach, just talk to me about not playing for 3 months and now having a tournament next week.
It's a long break, but we're ready to get back to it. I think the guys have kind of been, bored. So they like to compete, and we're ready to get back out there, and it's a good opening test for us because it's a good field and strong field, and a course that most of them, in fact all of them, have not played before. So it'll be a good test right off the get-go for us.
And then Greg talked about wanting to gain some distance, focusing on the short game. Kind of what were your goals for the team throughout the break?
Just stay close to the game. I know it was an extended break, but the last thing we want to do is just put the clubs up for 2 months and just have a lot of rust when we come back on. So the goal was, hey, come mid-February, we need to be ready to go. And I think the guys have done a good job of that.
And then you talked about a good field and a brand new course. What are you hoping to see from the guys this week?
Yeah, just some competitiveness. I think there'll be some, there may be a few pieces of rust that affects us, but I want to see some spirited competing. I want to see some. There'll be some mistakes, but also I think we're a team that makes a lot of birdies, so we'll be fine. But I think it's just good to get this one under our belt, and I'm optimistic that we're going to be probably looking at a good finish this week.
And then kind of on the course, what's your message to the team? What's kind of the strategy you're going to go with?
Yeah, I think not to get too wrapped up in this tournament versus another one. Our goal is to win the conference, and that doesn't happen this week, but this week can also set a nice tone for the rest of the spring. So we're just going to kind of see where we are right now after this tournament and move it to allow it to push us forward for the next week.
And then how important is just the guys playing their game, having a solid outing in this first tournament with so many lined up after them?
Yeah, I mean, we do have a busy spring. There'll be 3 tournaments in a row here, 4 in 5 weeks. So again, let's not make this any bigger than what it needs to be. And this is just one tournament of many this spring, and a chance for us to see where we are after 3 months and be able to adjust from there in our practice and preparation moving forward to the next one.
Thomas had a really nice fall. Talk about what you saw out of him and how he's kind of developed his game to get to that level.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. He's highly touted coming out of high school, and clearly a fantastic player. And it also is kind of, I think the maturity level has just naturally raised. When you're a senior, you've kind of got some things figured out, and great fall for him. And I think the spring could be even better.
His fellow Frenchman Greg, who we just talked about the way those two as seniors have kind of maybe stepped up as leaders of this team, and what you expect out of them this spring.
Yeah, their practice habits are different. They're closer to being professionals than just college kids. They just prepare themselves in a way that's a little bit different. Very intentional, very thoughtful, but also very competitive. You usually see them out here in pairs at our facility, kind of going back and forth with each other, short game drills, full swing drills. They're both very different players, but both bring out the best in each other.
You mentioned 4 tournaments in 5 weeks. In that sense, if one player has a successful outing, do you like that they can kind of return a week later and maybe keep that momentum, or on the opposite end, if the guy maybe has a performance he doesn't like, he doesn't have to wait too long to kind of maybe make up for it?
I think golfers like they're used to kind of wiping the slate clean from tournament to tournament, but if you get into a rhythm, I think playing back-to-back weeks, and even, we're talking golf here. We're not, as I say, we're not digging ditches. We're playing golf, so it shouldn't be too taxing on them. I think the more tournaments, the better.
Tress Hill, a guy you brought in the offseason, entering what I assume is his final semester of college golf. What have you kind of seen out of him in the fall, and another guy that maybe is stepping up as a leader on this team?
Yeah, Trace is a good player, and there's a difference between 23 and 18. So, and you can see that just in the way he carries himself. He's experienced. He's won many times in college. He knows this is not his first rodeo, so it's nice to have somebody like that in the lineup that is going to be able to handle most every situation.
Y'all compete at a number of events this spring hosted by Power Conference opponents. Talk about ACU being on that stage and establishing itself against some of the country's best.
Well, we don't shy away from playing great competition. I think that brings out the best in the players. And in our philosophy of the program, developing the players, they're not going to really know where they are if we compete against teams that are less than we are. So they aspire to be the best and to beat the best, and that's why we schedule pretty difficult. And I think our tournament next fall is a great testament to that we're going to play against the best teams in the country. So our guys get fired up for that.
I know you've talked about it before, but the opportunity to host the ACU in a collegiate over national. Talk about that opportunity, and to be on a nationally televised tournament as well, to be able to host one of those. Talk about that opportunity and the excitement for next fall.
It's a huge turning point for our program. It does put the university and our golf program on kind of a national stage, being on TV. That's not something that happens to a lot of college tournaments. So, and the ability to bring great teams in here too, I think it's going to pay dividends for us long into the future. Probably help with scheduling, but really I think it's going to help put us on the map for recruiting purposes. But also our players will benefit from that, knowing that they're going to be every year they're going to be playing against the best teams that the nation has to offer.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Do you know who you're going to bring to next week's tournament yet?
I'll know tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, we're finishing up qualifying today and tomorrow, and then we'll know.